Hello and welcome back to Jokakaka. I'm Jim,
I'm Sam.
and you're joining us for oh
After
shit.
hiatus, has hiatus been worth the wait?
My brain isn't even working right. Hiatus is so long.
You literally got back from a weekend away to be shoved with the new JoJo chapter, so
It was a fun thing to come back to, but my brain is fried. So let's just
so I
dive right into it. So, you know us. We are Jokakaka. We review slash have discussion on the new chapter of JoJolion.
yeah.
We're talking about JoJolion chapter 106 today. It is Go Beyond.
Even further beyond.
Even further beyond, I have seen
Plus Ultra.
Macadamia.
I mean, go. I always say Dragon Ball Z first before I think of My Hero, but they
Oh, that is. Oh, yeah, that's from Dragon
go
Ball, right?
even further beyond. But Plus Ultra, everything's Plus Ultra with My Hero.
Oh, I thought it was a My Hero reference. Whatever.
I mean, it is, but I think it is Dragon Ball Z did the meme first with the go even further beyond.
Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Trace.
All right,
The,
so
the worst Super Saiyan.
so overall
Look.
thoughts. What'd you think?
Very good. Worth came back the hiatus chapter climax that we get.
I fucking loved this chapter. It was like when I was reading this, all I could think is like, damn, there are people who are like upset at JoJolion. Like there are people that don't like JoJolion, and I cannot relate.
You're dumb. But the chapter starts out with something I've been waiting to see is like random people in the hospital like just encountering the destruction that has happened in like the past multiple chapters. Like there's just a giant hole through the wall, like ripped a hole into the vending machine. And I find it like, hilarious. I love seeing like just people react to this crazy bullshit just happened.
Yeah, these are like the classic scene of like Araki just kind of
Also,
meeting us in media res and then like kind of panning over and then we see like, oh yeah,
and
this is what happened.
and typical JoJo fashion of either the civilians get involved and get brutally like third partied, or they just see a person covered in cookies and like don't actually go to help it.
Well, it looks like they're hurt, right? It looks like they get hit by the calamity, right? Is that a thing that happens or am I crazy?
No, no, it was just them like seeing him and then cuts to the plane falling, like the plane door.
Yeah, but no, later on we see the
Uh,
the
uh,
two the two women like approach the head doctor as he leaves the elevator and then the one of the women is like, is
oh
something
yeah, it
wrong?
bumps
And then
into him.
the
Like,
cart that they're pushing like bumps into them,
yeah, I guess
presumably
so.
killing them, presumably killing them.
Or just ripping off their legs like it happened to
Planet Freezer.
right. Yeah.
Right. Um but yeah, this chapter was so fucking sick.
Yeah.
I was
If you enjoy Toru in massive amounts of pain, you love this.
it was so incredibly satisfying to see this like everything that happened here because I've gotten so used to the way that JoJolion has like kind of one major event per chapter. So we initially see early on in the chapter, we see that the bubble shoots out of the phone. So last we saw,
Yes, the bubble phone.
so yeah, Josuke's secondary bubble that comes out of his birthmark, went through the phone and then, um,
Or Paisley Park mediated the transfer because
exactly.
yeah,
Shooting Toru right in his freaking stomach, and it
yeah.
looks horrifying. The face that he makes. So I know like everyone is like, yeah, Araki's a great artist, but damn, like this was one of those like really good Araki art chapters.
I mean, Toru probably never really felt pain other than like the one like head graze he got.
Yeah, that was the only
So
time we ever
like
saw Toru take any sort of like hit.
L, he kind of L. So yeah, then the little plane door like skids by like Yasha's hair or head, and then just but somehow like it doesn't it went back up. Cause if you look at like the trajectory, like when he cuts to that like the long range shot, and then like it somehow like shot back up and we got that close to her head that goes up into the house.
So okay, first I want to like put a little like check mark. Like so three like crazy things happen. So we have the bullet or the whatever, the ball connecting with Toru. Then we have the plane piece crashing, which I was like, "Yes, finally." Like I've been wanting this fucking plane piece to crash for like 3 chapters. Um just completely devastating the house.
Yeah. Also, another little touch is just the you see the Toru like reacting to like the plane part crashing, and he gets the blood just splashing like in the spin way. It's a really nice touch. Or
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like just
sick. It's
nice little
just
touch.
yeah, it's so cool to finally see Toru. And it's also cool too because like Toru's kind of has this like swirly design aesthetic that's in his hair and his clothing. So it's cool that his like what's
It was
killing him is like
foreshadowed.
yeah, it's like spinning his blood around.
Maybe I should have had stupid swirl in my head. It was almost poetic. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
uh
So yeah, then the family kind of everybody in the house kind of eats shit from like just the crash alone.
so one thing I love about this is like we see the like collision and this is like devastating. Like this is like a humongous piece of shrapnel destroying the house and then like everyone just gets launched backwards.
I thought like Hato's gonna use her stand to like cement her in place so she wouldn't like be thrown back.
I feel like she didn't even have time to like understand what was happening. Like
I think she used her stand like since she like murdered her ex-boyfriend.
this imagine like just being in your house and like
Dude,
something sad happened like you're
Jim, the amount of like reaction speed people have in JoJo is like insane that I don't even think about it of it being like, reality like that.
I don't know. I feel the fact that they don't even know about the plane piece. They had the fact that they can't even see it like I don't know. To me it's like okay, it makes sense
Yeah,
that they wouldn't
I
even
know.
have
I mean, this is also Joshi who sees the thing, but thinks he could like punch like had the thought about punching a plane part out of the midair with a good idea in the last chapter.
well, I mean, it's
Well,
Joshu.
it's true. He got bonked, but we'll get there.
But so
Um,
okay, so yeah, after that we see Yasuo narrowly like literally centimeters like away from just decapitating her.
I'm glad the initial like, crash didn't drop anything on her head, even though she was like showed it be very close to the actual house itself.
Yeah.
No bricks, no wood. Not luckily she lucked out. But again,
Uh
Calamity got reversed or redirected. So
yeah, so that's like the
um,
big thing here. So not only is this like hurting him, hurting Toru, and also the head doctor. We see the head doctor
yeah, he's
reflects the
bleeding.
damage.
Yeah, he's like literally leaking. But there's like blood everywhere, and he's like, "Are you okay?" It's literally like the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks clip of just like the guy getting stabbed like, and is completely like decapitated and goes, "Are you okay?" Like no, his old man is like bleeding there's like dots of blood everywhere. Like
Also, like the first thing they saw when the elevator doors opened in like the beginning of the chapter is Joshu's like what looks to be a
Josuke's
corpse covered in like these horrifying little like
cookies.
beetle bugs.
They're cookies.
The
Everybody wants to
cookies.
eat them.
They do look really tasty.
So I
But
mean,
so
it'd
it's
be dumb
hilarious
to
to me
not
that
make
like
them.
these women are just like, are you okay, sir? Is something
Are you
wrong?
okay? It's JoJo. The civilians are stupid.
It's true. I'm presuming that civilians can see rock bugs. I feel like there's not like a reason why they wouldn't be able to see them.
In the
Like,
ages, in the parts of stands, the only like I think the smartest humans were in part five because they were actually like, knew about stands and shit.
mm-hmm.
Not including any well, even the Speedwagon Foundation guys die stupidly.
That's true, but like it's kind of their like I feel like if you start working for the Speedwagon Foundation, your life's already forfeit. Like there's no way
Yeah,
you're getting out alive if you're not a
like
stand user.
I'm talking about like miscellaneous like the civilian humans and not like Lucy who's like a very important character
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
just so yeah. Um he's covered in cookies. He tells Yashaho to aim the phone at him to use the invisible spin.
yeah.
Basically
Yeah.
gives her the too long didn't read explanation of what's going on.
So one thing I love in this scene is just like it is such a classic anime thing of just characters screaming each other's names, but I'm just so invested in JoJolion right now. Like having Yasuo scream like Josuke! It's so
Jessica Yashaho is the new Kagome in Yuasha. That's a
yes, it is.
bold statement.
That's the thing though, like Josuke is so calm in these chapters. Like he really is. He gives me like a big Giorno vibe in
I don't think he has much
this
energy
arc.
to really like to really do like much or
That's
like
true, actually.
he's covered in like a bunch of bugs or a bunch of cookie bugs. So yeah, he basically gives the too long didn't read. It is invisible, so it's like no one can see it. It's just supposed to be a representation of what's actually happening. But
Yeah, it's just like I think it's funny that he knows that it comes out of his shoulder and he also can't
you could
control it.
you could feel
So
your stand energy.
so
But he
it's
says
like he
I
can't
think
control it, but he's also like setting up a situation where it's going to hurt Toru. So I don't know. It,
I,
like
I think he could probably control it, shoot it out, but his just like actually like aiming it and like what's gonna do
yeah.
is like not up to him. I think yeah, he has the ability to now at least to like come out of his shoulder, but
I just think it's funny that like for me what I'm trying to understand is like what is the logic behind this ability because in the beginning of the chapter we see what I'm assuming so the part where we see the vending machine that was like falling apart that had the huge hole in it. I'm assuming that that was the first time that one shot out
yeah,
and it missed or maybe it was even the second one cuz
I thought
didn't he shoot
he shot one like very close to the head doctor. I think that's the one that grazed him and then like probably continued to go on and like fuck up everything in front of him.
yeah. So I'm just wondering like what is the so why is this happening now? Like what is changed? Like what is the spin trying to do here? Is it just are we going to see Gappy have like a very quick sort of like learning how to use the spin moment maybe soon? Like obviously he's not going to have like a
Will he
lengthy
will he go
montage.
back to the town where the Johnny statue is and try to learn more? Will we have something with Lucy related or like a Lucy descendant? I don't know, man.
It feels really late to just it feels like we have no time right now. Like
I know.
even though Toru spoiler alert seems to be handled by the end of this chapter.
What if Flashback Man is from forever ago is a descendant of Lucy or something, and he can explain everything because she's like, oh, there was.
At this point, I really hope Flashback Man doesn't show up because I will just be mad if he does.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it had to be. He had to get some explanation for spin, and like Mamazuki was the only one who seemed to know what's like any idea what spin was,
And conveniently didn't
unless he
explain it
find
to
like
anybody.
another again more descendant off of like of Johnny, like another sibling. I don't know,
That would be like very soap opera-y.
or or him finding someone from Gyro's home country. I don't
Italy?
know, man. Italy, yeah.
Italy question mark.
It, Eastern
Actually,
Europe.
was Italy unified by the time this is such a stupid thought. Was Italy unified by the time that Gyro lived there?
I have no idea.
Because
I don't
Italy wasn't
think
unified until like the 1870s, I think.
probably was, but still, I don't think he was from Italy. I think he was just like undisclosed, like
Hold
Italy,
on.
like
Where is Gyro Zeppeli from? This is important.
Italy.
Uh, hold on. I'm gonna look this up.
I know, I can tell.
Okay, he's from Naples. He's from Naples, the Kingdom of
Okay,
Naples. So technically not Italy then, I guess.
no. So yeah, he goes there, or I don't know. He has to learn it from someone, and I don't know who else knows about spin. That's like, unless it's like someone related to Gyro, someone related to Johnny, or like from that time, like or because Johnny couldn't teach it to anyone either, because he died fairly like young as well. So
That we
like,
know of. Like it's very
yeah,
possible that there is just a mysterious character that has never shown up that just also
it's,
does no
hey,
spin.
it could. I mean, Mamazuku just seemed to have an idea what was happening. So I mean, who else can just have the faint idea what's happening?
Yeah. All right, well, okay, so let's jump back to the chapter. So we have
You're basically getting an update of if Toru's still alive or not, and just saying like, "Yeah, you need to aim the phone before he gets back up." She's like, "What?"
and then we see. So this moment, okay, so a check mark, third crazy moment. Toru eats one of the new Rokakakas.
Yeah.
I was it's really funny to me because like the idea of who is going to have these Rokakakas has been like so in my mind, but I've never considered Toru to do this. I would not have thought Toru would have made this play right here.
hmm
So he
But you
did.
that shot of him getting out with like his hand over his mouth. Though you look at the plant. Do you see like a fruit on there?
I
Still?
see a fruit in this
Okay.
one panel. I
Yeah.
think it does disappear in the next time we see it. So yeah, if you look like right on Toru's left side, you see another plant on it. He takes a step forward. We see a close up of the plant, but we don't see that part of it again. Then the next time we see the plant, there is no fruit where that was before. So
Yeah. And then yeah, he's gonna head towards Yasuo to steal her parts.
yeah, which is honestly this was so terrifying to me. Like I was so into this um little like ratcheting up the tension scene, especially just like as I was saying, like Araki his paneling in this chapter in particular is so good. Like the way that like Toru is like the reveal of him biting into the fruit, him slowly creeping up, Yasuo screaming, "Oh my God, he's coming, Josuke!
Also,
He's trying to touch my body."
also, we know that like depending on like the status of the fruit, is it's like the effects of it aren't like confirmed what because like she had like a like
It's
almost
still
ripe one.
imperfect.
Yeah, and he had like a baby one. It looked like.
I think the idea is that the ripened new Rokakaka will like solve the problem of equivalent exchange, but like we've seen with Joshu, the current underripened ones, you still need to trade off for it. Like you still need
Yeah,
there's a cost for healing.
yeah.
So yeah.
So because and then everything Gappy says, unless the spin is attached to Paisley Park, there's no way to transcend the logic of calamities.
Yeah,
And
so I thought
then
the term logic was interesting here. I don't think we've ever seen I don't know what the Japanese is because I don't speak Japanese, but we've never
really,
seen this referred to as logic before. We've always just they've been talking about like the nature of the calamity, I guess. But
yeah,
so that was, I guess, that was something I noticed.
yeah. And then he makes a sprint for him. Joshi tries to get in the way. Does leave it do an awesome pose and it gets bonked by a gutter.
Yeah. Ooh, don't come near my Yasuo-chan. I do like how if you look at the panel before he does his Virgin Rage, you can see like the beam or the gutter like dislodged already. So then
Yeah,
the next two panel spread.
it's
I was excited to see him do that though. I was like, hell yeah, like save
yeah,
Yasuo.
yeah. But just seeing him suffer is also very satisfying.
It was hilarious, especially this panel in particular. Him getting bonked, very funny, very fucking funny.
And just the amount of leakage that Toru is also having right now is hilarious. Like,
Out
it's
of his
so
ear.
much.
Oh,
It's like out of his ass.
oh yeah. I mean, his belly just exploded. So it's I
And
think
so,
I could imagine some leakage coming from the butt.
yeah, but what happened to Mamazuku? Like, he didn't, like, he just had the hole in him. I
Oh,
made
that's
him
true.
bleed nearly as much as Toru is.
Yeah, I don't remember. It seemed like it was pretty fine. Maybe he was just holding. He turned all his blood to string so that it wouldn't come
Again,
out.
I don't think he's 100% dead until I see the ghost.
At this point, I kind of agree with you.
'Cause
Um,
everybody can look at Toru. He's doing pretty good right now. It's like these two by the end of this, he has like two holes in him in very bad spots and still seems to be alive.
so yeah, then we see Toru get super close. He's like reaching out. Josuke is like screaming, "You gotta hold your phone up, girl. Hold your phone up so I can
Well,
kill him."
luckily, Josuke finds the ultimate weakness to to a cookie is a soggy cookie because he goes into the bathtub and Lily makes all the things fall off of him.
Oh, actually, Sam, they said Araki tweeted this scene. He said that it's actually a big pool of hot milk.
Okay, good.
So yeah,
So he just eats them
Josuke
all.
jumped into the milk.
So luckily, the one weakness, just like aliens from Signs, is water.
I have to say, this is kind of one of those like
I mean,
baffling.
if it's a living bug and you get it doesn't live in water, like it's obvious like it's an obvious weakness would be just going submerging it underwater.
This is totally baffling to me. This is verging on like a Deus Ex Machina, but it is so like unimportant that I'm not going to focus on it.
Also that these 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 they had a bathtub like already filled up a bit
It's baffling. It is incredibly baffling as to what I'm looking at in this
because
in these two
when
pages.
he enters it, it's like literally just steam coming out of the bathtub. Like it's like already like a hot bath already made for like the
Someone
time.
drew this bath so that they like somebody was ready off panel to get in this bath,
Like
and
oh,
Josuke just plows in.
they're like I'm really thirsty for a lemonade. I gotta go to that vending machine just the floor above and see and get that real quick.
Then he finds the two dead nurses that got clobbered by the
We
cart
don't
they
know
were
they're dead
pushing.
yet. So yeah, then it cuts back to Yashiho and Toru gets his hand on her and like you see like the
The
veins like
veins.
stealing like away like stealing from her. It looks like
I was freaking out when I saw this because I was like, no. But then
the
the
bubble.
wonderful. This was checkmark number 4. Amazing moment of the chapter. Toru gets fucking shot in the throat with the ball.
It goes through his like arm and his chest and then into his neck and kind of like literally just lodges into his neck. It spins and twists in his neck.
The way that flesh is like twisting
Yes.
under his skin and then just explodes. This was incredible. This was an incredible moment. I was so excited to see this. I love Toru from the beginning. I thought Toru's been such a fun
He also, he also gets like
antagonist.
into the car and bounces off of it like over because if you see like he impacts like the windshield.
It is
Like
hard. He gets hit fucking hard
he puts
here.
a crater in that windshield.
I really do also want to point out something that I've literally never noticed about Toru's design.
Hmm.
Look at his pants when he gets shot with the bubble in the first panel. He has like this like interesting like floral pattern
I'm
on
pretty
his
sure
pants.
we've known about that.
I feel like every time I see him his pants are always shaded out, especially like earlier in the chapter. But
Mm.
I love the man. Love his style. But yeah, the impact of the car. I love how
But
often the Higashikata cars are damaged, by the way.
yeah, one's in a tree with a bunch of holes on the top of it from the rain, or not from the rain because that didn't hit the car five, but like I'm pretty sure it took some damage from
I think it's just still sitting there, right?
just
Like,
sitting in the tree still.
yeah, yeah. Presuming that that guy who, because they had someone come and like deliver them food. Maybe he like took it. I don't know how he'd get it out of the
If
tree
you
though.
can get it down, you get to keep the car.
That's actually a hilarious challenge.
Yeah, only Morio. That'd be a fun like Morio like one-off like, chapter. Just like a just spoke Rohan or just spoke Joshu or something.
I would love that would be a perfect Joshu one shot actually, because it's like
He wants the car, or
yeah,
he wants
but
to
he
win
has
his
to do it without a
backwards brother.
stand. That'd be the fun. That'd be the
No,
fun gimmick.
he does it with his stand. No, he does use a stand, but it's just like these are like gods or like other supernatural like ghosts or some shit. Like a spirit of the tree is like in there because there's been spirits of the trees in JoJo, so there could be another one.
It's true, but okay. So then our final two-page spread, we see. Well, actually, sorry. There's one other thing. We do see Joshu. He seems fine.
He's crawling still, but also Toru is still alive, crawling, and we see the return of the
Of
character everyone got hyped up
Kato.
when he saw the cover. They
Yeah,
saw the playing cards.
it's so fun. Oh, we didn't even talk about the cover. So the cover of Ultra Jump this month was for JoJolion, and it's super sick. I'll include an image now.
Hmm.
But the if you're watching the YouTube version, of course, because if you're listening to this on Spotify, I cannot show you images. um, but
Wow.
the yes, on the cover, there were some playing cards, and everyone was excited. But I was tempering my expectations because
Okay. Yeah, I was like, people gotta remember last time we got a returning female character we hadn't seen in a while.
so yeah, that's kind of like I don't know. Part of me is really
Is
I don't know what's
worried.
gonna happen next. Like I really don't. I think it's a little like
Okay, there are a couple of ways. Because Toru didn't, he could get the equivalent exchange off of her, or she could sacrifice. She gets herself for Jobin, or
yeah, she could.
like,
I just don't know how she would sacrifice herself for Job, and like she could potentially like I don't know like coerce um a Toru
she
into
used her
healing
cards to like
Jobin.
she could use her transportation. Her card because her stand had not only been teased. Like he can literally do anything else with her stand now. Like, or oh, I used my card to take out the fruit that you ate and put it into Jobin, and he's touching you now, Toru.
Yes, very. We could very much see like a Kakyoin initial paintbrush attack where her power, the initial power that we see her shown using, is completely different from what she
It's
has
not
later
just
on.
like storing it. It's just like she can really. It's like a two-way like like I guess like I guess didn't one of the twins have that kind of thing though?
The
The
shot key,
yeah.
their whole thing was like the one would
One was
like
poison, and one was but didn't one have like a like a they could travel through like a space like
yeah,
that?
I think yeah, one would like suck up an item and the other one could shoot it out. Uh
Yeah.
the shot key twins, some of my least favorite antagonists in all of JoJo.
It was a great way to show Gappy's CQC. So
But so yeah, we see the last panel we see is Kato crying with tears in her eyes.
that looked like Jovin's eye markings that I mentioned to you before we recorded.
Yes, so okay, so we don't see so when we see Kato introduced, she's looking away from Toru. And she's crying already.
Well, she was
So
looking away, but then she looks towards him because she looks to her left, away from what she was looking at before.
yeah, but she's
Um,
already crying. So do you think that she's crying about Jobin?
I think so because that's the always only person she probably loves in the family.
We do see some bloody. If you look really closely in the bottom of the panel, you can see there's some like blood driplets going downstairs, and there's like a blood mark on the floor.
I mean,
So
I mean, Jobin did kind of explode in the hallway.
so yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is her reacting to Job. We also don't know everyone's status inside the house. Like there was just a humongous piece of shrapnel hitting the house. Like
Yeah.
we don't know.
Also,
There could easily be
um,
like a dead Higashikata inside.
don't forget the little like to be continued quote is saying basically saying, but whose side is she on?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean like
and
it
we
would be
yeah,
so.
well, we remember like she had the phone call. Remember she had the mysterious phone call to like give away like information to someone.
Uh-huh.
Like so she's not obviously on like Yashaho's side, but she's probably going to be against Toru for even like hurting her son that she went to prison for.
Because Toru totally, I'm gonna say killed in quotes because I don't think he's dead, but he's responsible for Jobin dying. Like
He incredibly
so,
hurt.
I could see very much this being like Kato just totally brutalizes Toru right here, like utterly like finishes him off, and then she kind of like
She pulls a
does
gun out of her card.
yeah. That'd be fucking hilarious. That'd be like when White Snake
Yeah,
has the gun.
or a Josuke like opening the paper in part 4 with the gun reveal.
Yeah, that's closer actually. Um, but so I don't know, and I feel like we are going to see some sort of Jobin coming back shenanigans, which I'm very
Yeah,
much here for.
yeah. He was built up only to like be explode for like a year now.
Literally.
Yeah. So I'm excited, but then we gotta think how now the flash forward, how they gonna fix the house.
So yeah, we have
Joshi
like
is literally going through so much like in like body damage in this arc, and
it.
like
It has been it's been so long since I remember the timeline, but I'm pretty sure we only have like an hour or so, right, before the.
yeah,
So how are they
I
gonna?
I think it's gonna be some kind of weird like Paper Moon King illusion that just makes them think all this stuff is happening.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Um, God, it's just like yeah, kind of like putting them in this side, this like everything is fine world. Maybe I don't know, like a infinite Tsukiyomi from Naruto, kind of bullshit.
Um,
Don't worry, just say yeah, sure,
I know that is.
yeah, sure.
It's when they go inside the big white room, and a year of time passes on the inside of
Honestly,
the room, and on
okay,
the outside only a day
you
passes.
honestly were not. You said giant weight room. You weren't too far off.
No, I actually kind of know what the Tsukiyomi nonsense is, but like I think you're right. Like it makes sense as to why, because like the characters that we saw there are characters that have been hurt. Like
Yes,
Joshu is really hurt, as well as like
that's an understatement.
we saw the two sisters also get like really fucked up.
They got
Because
hit
yeah,
by
they
a
were
blast or initial like reaction to it.
yeah, with the exception of Joshu, like everyone in the flashback is like literally inside the house right now.
And the only people that aren't in the flashback are his mom and his dad.
And
So,
Yasuo as well. Like she's
oh
also
yeah, we meant like in the family wise.
yeah.
Like Yashaho could just literally just fuck off back to the hospital or something after all this is done.
Okay, but so let's presume that so my idea here is that like Kato is going to like become I hate saying the words, the main
Don't
villain
say it.
of JoJolion.
I don't
Um
know, man. I
how do
don't
we
even know.
how do we feel about this? A character that has been like remarkably absent for a majority of the story.
We're gonna get Jobin and Kaito versus Gappy and Holly with Star Platinum, and we're gonna have the best mother son fight ever. I would. That's what we're gonna get. That's my bold prediction. But I mean, it's fine. We literally. It's literally fine. If she had a strong introduction or more so, cause we had her backstory, we have a little bit teased with her, but like you give her one take the napkin speech, one like so this never happened to me before speech, like people will be all in.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been like the little frustrating thing about Kato is that she's been set up for a very long time, but we haven't gotten like a
Mostly got
real.
word what the flashback of her like burying a child alive.
Yeah, that's kind of like the only thing, and like I don't know, to me it still points to being more like focused around Jobin rather than Kato. So that's why
Hmm.
I think I like the idea of like Jobin really coming back in a major way, and like I don't know. I could see.
Job has been built up way more, and like just for him to be like explode like that, like
It.
Speed King has literally been built up, and Jobin, and like he had the most speeches of JoJo villain speeches than anybody else in this part.
Yeah, like when we analyze the entirety of the story so far and see like seeing that Jobin is dead, like if we take for granted that or like that Jobin is dead here, it would be very strange that we'd had so much build up with this character uh
It's
rather
gonna be
than
the
focusing on Kato or another
Kato's gonna
character.
be like Aragon, or just be like he's gonna shoot Toru like who killed Jobin. But like, yeah, I don't know, especially with the whole. But what side is she on? Like a regular like a wrestling storyline where you don't know if the guy is gonna be like a good guy or a bad guy when he comes back from like after cause that's a very common thing in wrestling where like someone make a comeback after like a long return like wait from like injury or like shooting a movie, and it'd be like, oh, you literally don't know what side they could fall on now, like with their you
Uh-huh.
knew where they were back then, but who knows what could happen in like the what 30 to 50 chapters they weren't here.
It would be absolutely hilarious if she just became like objectively a good guy. And like because I just know it would break like so many people's brains, so many people in
Wow,
like the
this
JoJo
really is
fandom.
a part 6 Stone Ocean we have here with all these rock humans, am I right? And then that's gonna be like the advertisement for part 6 anime. Because
Uh, Also, one thing I want to say,
hmm,
this is so random and out of nowhere, but
go for it.
we see what she looks like from behind. Like we see,
Okay, okay, Jim,
no,
looking
no,
for the
let
looking
me
at that
finish.
junk, the junk in that trunk, you saying?
No, no. Um, let's look at her hair. Like I know we've always seen how big her hair is, but like look at her hair from behind. Like there is so much weight to her hair. It must be constantly pushing her shoulders down.
Her twin tails are like a pompadour, but in like twin tail form, where like
You just the words that you said just broke my brain. But you're right. You're totally right. Her
this
twin tails are pompadours here. That is perfect
pompadour twin
description.
tails.
That's exactly
But
what it
but
is.
what side is she on? But she has swirls in her twin tail pompadour like Toru has. I think people think this too, like, but what if she's the mother of Toru also? Like, it's not. We saw the flashback moment of Toru's mom. It's not going to be that.
There's still people that really fucking think that. I think Sam. All right, next chapter. We're gonna see flashback to Kato as a young woman in the year
Wait, wait, wait,
1924.
wait, 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 wait. So, are you on Kato as a rock woman
I don't
train?
personally believe that. No, I don't think she's a rock human. I don't think it makes sense.
She has emotion, so she can't be.
I think the other idea is that Kato is a half rock human. I think I've heard that too.
I don't, but there's no like evidence of like actual like I mean there is that only the one case of the one rock human that's actually was in love with like emotion, but the woman was like terrible to him. The uh the security guard one.
Yeah.
But like
I
she
forget his
shown
stand.
like
He does
she
tornado
showed
stand.
she showed way too much love and emotion, or maybe it's because if she is like somehow Toru's mother, just to be like, you loved Jobin, why don't you love me, mother? It'd really be the Jeff the Spider from Billy and Mandy, really. where like, where the parent is trying to kill the child constantly, but the child just wants to love. But hey, Toru's still alive and crawling. He's gonna have something to say to her, obviously, instead of just being dead on the ground.
It would be okay. So I don't like the idea of Kato being a rock woman,
I
but
don't
it
like it either.
it would be funny if like both of her children are like dead on the ground, like one rock child, one no not rock child. But wait, no. Okay, I don't want to get too deep into this because I know I will just confuse myself if I think
you
about it. I'm
what?
team not rock human for Kato.
Okay, I don't believe that either.
But
I
yeah.
was just curious your opinion on that because I know a lot of people like go crazy about the theories of who could be a rock human.
Also,
And
I can't remember if I said it already, but check number 5, epic moment of the chapter is the Kato reveal. That was like another like
as long as she's
damn.
not, I don't think she will approach Toru because that's the only thing that could hurt her if she approaches Toru. Because like the only reason Joshua got a hit on him because Toru approached her and Calamity attacked him.
That's
So
why it would be
like,
great if like after we see all the characters struggling to fight Toru, she just goes up to him and just does one thing to kill him. Like
She pulls out a card, puts it down face down on and it activates a trap card and shoots it in the face with a gun.
I'd fucking love it. I think that would be the
And
classic way of like
part nine will be a card game like Yu-Gi-Oh theme where
no,
they have to have epic card battles
I would rather not.
for the fate of the world.
No, I do kind of like the idea of Toru jobbing out to Kato to build Kato up. That would
Yeah.
kind of be funny.
I
Like,
mean, he can't job out when he's already like fucked up by like two parties.
he is like the most invincible destroyer, though.
It's literally just cleaning up like cleaning up the mess that's right in front of her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
It's
still
not.
want
It's
to
not.
see it.
Yeah, it's not even a fight. It's just like this guy is like bleeding like out of multiple porifices and like at the giant like spiral in his throat, just like
Did you say
not
porpoises?
porpoises. No, I don't think I said porpoises.
I thought you said multiple porpoises.
I don't think I said that. I can't remember. I just said shit. Whatever.
Orifices.
Porpoises.
Porpoises. Sorry.
Porpoises. Jim,
We're
both
leaving
our
this
brains
in.
are fried apparently today.
What?
Both our brains are fried today.
Yes, true.
So
Um,
yeah, any other things you want to try to predict?
Actually, I do want to say minor redesign for Kato.
Yeah, her skirt's like shorter. I think I saw on Twitter.
Her skirt got pulled up a bit. Like when I say that, sorry, I mean her belt.
It's okay, a belt skirt. It's literally a belt skirt.
The belt was pulled up a little bit.
It's like a hula skirt but with cards on it.
Yeah.
Like a very, very short one.
Also, in the last time we saw her, the cards on her belt were above the belt, so they weren't part of the frilly part of the skirt. They were above that on her waist.
She's gonna like turn around, and the next page just be like a piece of the card, like in like the windshield glass is gonna be in her forehead, and she's just gonna collapse like like what happened before.
After what we saw with Kei, Nijimura, that wouldn't even surprise me at this
I
point. It
know.
would be funny.
If you
I
were
would
getting so
find it
excited, I'm
funny.
like, guys, you're gonna don't get your hopes too much up. It could just end horribly violent, like in a bad way for your character that you like.
For me, like the reason why I want want Kato to do something here and like kind of take over like the antagonist role is just because it will make JoJolion longer, and I desperately want it to be longer.
Yeah. Hey man, she uses her card to get the fruit out of his belly, and then to give it to Jobin, who takes the equivalent exchange from her.
I like that idea. I think that is a really cool idea. That'd be sick. Or yeah, she is able to like separate Toru like a deck of cards and then grabs the Rokakaka out of like
Except,
his split body. That'd be
Because
cool.
yeah, I mean, we don't know like how her card works completely. All we saw was it used with like the chair leg.
Yeah.
So
That's the fun part. Like her
we get
stand
the
is
whole
just like
chapter. We got like so many chapters just explaining the fucking soft web go beyond. That like did we even talk about go beyond?
we barely mentioned it.
Yeah, like
Well, we talked about it. It's just like the fact that he has like an upgraded version of soft and wet that can just use the spin.
I do love the name. I think it's hilarious.
It is epic. The fact that he says it out loud is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, a loud motorcycle out my window. Hope they didn't come up. But yeah, just like I just hope like because we got 20 chapters of him explaining the thing coming out of his shoulder, and I just give us like a chapter explaining like we don't even have a name for it for her stand yet, right?
We literally do not, as far as I know.
People think it's gonna be Queen alone.
Queen themed, yeah.
No, just Queen.
I've heard that. I've heard a lot of different theories.
Which I kind of would love that.
It would be sick. But yeah, I do have one other kind of tangent I want to go down. Is there anything else you want to predict before I go on
No.
that?
That was basically my bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Overall, great chapter. I was so into it.
Mhm.
This has been one of the best chapters. I'm predicting that this will be
It was worth the wait.
this will be my favorite chapter when we do our JoJolion end of year review. Predicting this
Mhm.
will be my favorite chapter, unless we get a crazy reveal next chapter. Just like the page to page, like intensity was so high.
Yes, and just seeing Toru eat shit's always satisfying.
It's so satisfying to see his neck explode. I loved it. It just see the face that he makes is like, in that moment, he knew he fucked up.
They're like, how is he still alive? Like you saw what Mamazuko went through. He can literally be like having way more monologues going on here with all those injuries, even with his neck. Like
True. You-
exploding
Even
in the
without
process.
like vocal cords.
Yes.
Um, okay, but so yeah, I wanted to go on like one little tangent.
Go for it.
So there will, I'm not gonna spoil anything here for any other series, but I just recently like finished season 4 of Attack on Titan because they just finished like the first half of season
Mm-hmm.
4, and I was like very impatient, so I decided to read the rest of it, which was about
Uh-huh.
I think it was about 20 chapters of the manga because the manga for Attack on Titan just concluded. So I
Yep.
read those like 20 chapters, and it was
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
overall thumbs up. Very very
Okay.
big thumbs up. I don't want to go. Maybe
I
I'll do
know.
a video where I just rant about the finale because I really want to talk about it. But
You could probably find people who talk about.
that's true, actually. But so overall, what I want to get at here is like, Attack on Titan, similar to JoJolion, is a monthly series. So me reading the last like 5 chapters, which were like pretty much like the big like major climax, me being able to read that in like one sitting instead of having to wait month by month, it is such a strange feeling for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
read all of it in like one sitting basically, and then I was like, oh, I want to see the discussion on this. And the insane theories that people had, because when you only have one chapter every month, and this is what we do, it's literally
I know.
JoJo, you literally analyze everything and your brain goes wild. And to me, it was just so funny seeing like,
There's probably like a Jokakaka equivalent to Attack on Titan that people like the channel dedicated to that series.
there are, because I looked them up and I was listening to a bit of them and I was like,
It's
um,
called Attack Ta Ta Ta.
Ta- 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 ta. Um, but it was just very funny to me because like I think about what it's like for someone who's not keeping up with JoJolion and then like binging through this arc and how breezy it must feel, and like I kind of got the feeling of this chapter of like this is like so intense. I can't even imagine reading this
Yeah.
chapter in a binge. Like it must have felt like insane.
It's what's it called? There's one JoJo podcast I listen to, and just like the one guy like is only watching the anime. Him doing predictions is so like fun. It's the funnest part is seeing is like listening to the predictions to just the people who don't know what's coming next, or like people who have to wait weekly or even like
Yeah.
monthly for certain stuff, or like or predictions for next part. It's just so like interesting to see like what they come up with from like what they have from like the breadcrumbs they are given, or like
That's the
or just
funniest
like
part.
even though they if they drew from like the anime or like they had the title of the next episode and kind of had to base it around like what could the stand Green Day possibly be.
And that's the funniest part too, is when, to me at least, is when the predictions, like especially when I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, "Oh, what do you think's gonna happen next?" When what they say is more interesting than what actually happens,
Yeah.
is
So
so funny to me.
yeah, so it's just a fun thing to hear, like to crack like some fun predictions. So that's why I like listening to that. But
Yeah,
if you're interested in what I'm talking about, is JoJo's World. That's a great. I love that podcast.
Sam,
So
don't fucking
they're
plug other
not part eight.
podcasts.
They're not part eight. It's fine. We're good.
Don't plug other podcasts.
I'm allowed to.
We're the only JoJo podcast, Sam.
Yeah, yeah, we're the only ones that exist for part eight.
um,
We have that.
that's not even true.
We're dedicated to part eight.
We are dedicated to part 8, but yeah, I just wanted to say like, so it kind of wrap that whole like discussion up. Like, it is hilarious to me. Like, someone like for me, I'm gonna spend this entire month thinking about Kato, and there's a very likely chance that she's killed off in like the first 2 pages in the next chapter and just never shows up again.
That's why like I'm ready to listen to or see Aeon's tweets discussing her and just to see her die in the next chapter.
Aeon is gonna be like completely just supporting all the Kato theories on his back like fucking Atlas.
It's like it's like a pile. It's like the Dark Knight the Dark Knight where like Joker's the cache is just all his theories about Kaito, and then the fire is just like all like her dying in the next chapter. 2 pages in.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want Kato to die, but I also trust Araki to.
We don't anything could happen
Yeah,
literally. Like we've learned that with Kay.
exactly. But that was still even like that was a fun moment that she came back. It was like,
And we got to see
he
Born
didn't
This Way.
forget.
Ah, she's back, and there she goes.
Yeah. All right, and with that, I think we should wrap it up.
All right. Thank you everybody for listening for this. Whoever you're listening from, thank you. If you're on YouTube, like, comment with all your predictions of like, your favorite stuff or predictions or anything else.
Give us your specifically. Give us your Kato predictions. I want to know what people are
Yes,
thinking is going to happen with Kato.
yes. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You can join the Discord in the link below. Um, we also have our Jujutsu Kaisen podcast that we've been like watching the anime episode by episode, and it you gotta believe how the character arc we are having with that.
Yeah, we end up hating it initially.
We hated
Maybe we
like
change
the
our
first
minds.
3 episodes.
Tune in to find out.
So, yeah, we have that. Hopefully we can have a discussion in the future about Part 6 anime being announced.
Oh yeah, we probably
Hopefully.
should have done that like a week ago.
Well, I figured out all my technical issues, so now we're more comfortable doing it.
I dab big. I do a big dab.
So yeah, get hyped for that, everybody. I hope you're excited to see the same image of Jolene everywhere.
Yeah. All right. I think that's
Everywhere I go, I see it.
you see the face.
And oh yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, you follow the podcast on Twitter and each me and Jim separately to keep yourself updated and all that stuff. And
Hell
I
yeah.
think that's all the plugs. Unless you have anything else.
That's everything. Thank y'all again so much for listening. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming
Definitely-
back after the hiatus month.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Yes. Yes. And yeah, thank you all, and we'll see you next month.
See you next month. Bye bye.
Bye bye.